Hello music people! This video is a brief overview of the Bugera TriRec guitar amp head. You will want to make sure that you've connected it properly to the Marshall 4x12 cabinet. I have found that it works best to connect them at 16 ohms impedance. So you'll want to make sure that the switch on the back of the Bugera and on the back of the Marshall are switched to 16 ohms and that they're plugged into the right slots. Then when you turn the amp on, you'll want to make sure that you've switched on both the power and standby switches to the on position. So 2 pilot lights should be on. I found that this amp needs about 20 seconds to warm up properly. This amp has 3 different channels. Channel 1 is on the right, and so I'm going to be moving from right to left. Channel 1 is the clean channel. All of the channels have these same 6 control knobs: treble, mid, bass, presence, which is like a really high treble sort of a knob, and you've got volume and gain. It's got a great sounding clean, and you can even add some grit to it using the gain knob. There's also a switch here, so you can actually use channel 1 as a drive channel. I found it's a nice classic sounding drive. It's very subtle and really nice. Channels 2 and 3 are laid out exactly the same. They also have the treble, mid, bass, presence, volume, and gain knobs. And the beautiful thing about channels 2 and 3 is that they both have this switch. It basically means that there are 3 amps in one in both of these channels. You can switch between classic, vintage, and modern. The tone is really quite different. Classic is great for blues or like pop rock if you want just kind of a subtle overdrive tone. Vintage brings the gain up quite a bit to sort of hard rock, classic metal sort of a sound, and then it also brings up the volume overall, I find, and then modern brings up the volume again, and it makes it that much more aggressive. You're into like Van Halen and beyond sort of, really high gain territory there that you would sort of expect from a Mesa Boogie amp. And so you've got lots to explore right there. Channel 3 is a carbon copy, and then we have the master controls over here, and there's quite a lot that you can do here. This amp's got a really nice reverb to it. It also has a boost, and the foot pedal that comes with it has a boost button. So when you press this boost button, or when you press the boost pedal, it just brings up the volume. It adds a little bit of gain and a little bit of bottom end, so you can press that button when you're soloing. You've got your master control, and I love this knob. You can actually vary the power in terms of watts, and this is a 100 watt amp, but if you want the advantages that come with more of a low wattage amp, you can turn this all the way down, and it's like a 1 or 2 watt head. So you'll get sort of some natural distortion happening by overworking the tubes. And then if you want, say, just a lot of volume, or if you want like a crystal clean tone that doesn't dirty up at all, then you'll want to turn up the vary power. But you'll find you get plenty of volume even by just having it at 50%. That's where I usually have it. And so that is basically an overview of this amp, and I hope that that's helpful. Have fun and rock on.